maybe Sadhana we can revisit, because we've got a few no-shows here. So maybe we can push it out to 5 minutes. I think you did nearly 5 minutes there, Mahatsaji. So, do you want to go for another minute, or you're done? Okay, all right. So let's reschedule 5 minutes and then ring the bell. Everyone, Ram Prasad Prabhu, please.
Krishna. I had quite a lot of notes prepared, but I'm getting the feeling that a lot of the facts and figures and achievements of Bhaktisiddhanta have already been talked about today, either in class this morning or will be talked about. So I've got 3 pieces I'd just like to read. First piece is a description of Vaishnavism given directly from Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. He said, Vaishnavism is the highest religion of transcendental love. It includes the essence of all teachings and at the same time surpasses them. Vaishnavism perfectly harmonizes with softness and tenderness, which are the main qualities of female nature. It is essentially a religion of caring, kindness, tender love, and divine grace. That was a direct quote from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. There was another quote I'd like to give. When he was asked once if he could nominate the greatest of his disciples, and he said, the greatness of a person's service is directly proportional to the love and affection that they have developed in their heart for the Vaishnavas. The greater the affection, the greater the service. And my third piece I'd like to read is a tiny little anecdote from Srila Prabhupada. He said it was when he first met his spiritual master. But I don't think it could have been the first time, because we know the first time he was brought with his friend. So this time he said, in my life, this is in a class Prabhupada gave, he said, when I first met my spiritual master, he was sitting on a couch. Srila Prabhupada pronounced it a couch. So he said he was sitting on a couch. So at the time, I didn't know the rules and regulations. I sat on the couch with him. Then I noticed the other disciples were sitting lower. I thought, oh, I should not have sat down with his divine grace. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Rambaru, what do you think? I think you can do this, but no pressure. Yeah, all the assembled Vaishnavis are clapping and cheering. Jai Ho.
Hare Krishna. I just want to mention something. This microphone, I think it's what they call a unidirectional microphone. So if you stand if you're facing right, facing the microphone, it makes a big difference to if you're just standing like this.
Thank you, Padma. Can everybody hear outside okay? Just nod in agreement. Yeah, it's loud enough? The speaker's fine? Okay, thank you. Jai Ho. You can. There's a chair there, Rambaru. You can sit in the chair.
Your calling me is like death. You know, I'm sitting out there and
oh
you're
my goodness.
Oh my God.
I feel like the Grim Reaper.
No, I meditate on that because death will come just like that. Somebody calling you and saying, now you have to perform something and you're not ready. So, but thinking that you were maybe serious about asking me to say something, I did a quick think. And as a person who is very concerned with the interpersonal and compassionate nature of our devotees as we grow, I wanted to, lift up some things about. I found a couple things that might be interesting. In fact, it's a conversation Hari Sari had with Srila Prabhupada, and he was saying how I guess they were opening houses and talking about printing books and this and that. And Prabhupada was telling Hari Sari, talking about his vision of having guest house and how important it is to have people come to the temple. And Prabhupada says that this idea actually came from my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Hari Sari explains that Prabhupada chuckled as he spoke about his spiritual master's strong desire to preach and spread Krishna consciousness. And he said that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta had so stressed the importance of having people come to the temple that he even said if they had to be served meat by any means, they should be induced to come and hear about Krishna. And of course, that was alarming for Hari Sari to hear. And I think Hansaduta was in the room, and he said, they said, we were really quite amazed to hear this, and we must have looked a little shocked because Prabhupada reassured us, we will never serve meat. But the idea is that if visitors feel too much inconvenience from our rules, then arrangement can be made for tea or coffee or even betel or beedi, not exactly in the guest house, but some kind of shop in the front of the Gurukul building where they can get these things. We can even bring them tea into the guest house if they need be. But we want that people will come, and we want to give them the opportunity for spiritual life, and therefore we have a temple and guest house combined. So, as we have so many guests, this was for me really instructional, about being compassionate. And when I think of Bhaktisiddhanta, I think of a really strict person who may not compromise, but this was a totally different vision. Another memory, and I haven't read this here, my scramble to find something, but in, I think, Murla Prakriti's book that I think you quoted a lot this morning, there was a moment in the ashram, I don't know what his Gaudiya Math ashram, I don't know what he called it. What was his ashram there near Mayapur? It's not Yoga Peeth, right? Chaitanya Math. Yeah, well, so there was somebody who fell ill, a devotee who fell ill, and he had no place to go or family to take care or anything. And so Bhaktisiddhanta gave up his own room to facilitate his care. And then I believe that he constructed a place for the devotees to be when they are sick. And I thought, we have yet to do that. This is something we need to be thinking of because we now are multi-generational and people do get sick like we have today. Many people who weren't here, and maybe they're isolated in their home and stuff, but it's just really important. That's part of our job, also caring for people who are vulnerable, and we see this in the example of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. I think that's all I had to come up with for now. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yes. So, still no sign of Ikshvaku or Padmalochan. They may not be well either. Excuse me, yeah, is he here? Yeah. Oh, well, his name was on as one of the lead speakers, but he's a very busy man, so maybe, but that's okay. My name was on as well, so I might just sit here if everyone's okay with that. To say a few words of glorification. And following in Ambika's footsteps, wonderful class. We already mentioned Ambika this morning. And Ambika gave a little history of the life of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Wonderful, wonderful, inspiring. Born on the 6th of February, 1874. The fourth son of Kedarnath Datta, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in Jagannath Puri, and his good wife, Sri Yukta Bhagavati Devi, a highly exalted, very advanced Vaishnavi, the wife of Srila Bhaktivinoda. He was born under the sign of Cancer. He passed away relatively young, 62 or 64, one of those ages. somebody can do the quick math, 1937. Actually, it was on the 1st of January, 1937, at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. He left this world. It's said at the moment of his disappearance, all the clocks in the Gaudiya Math temple in Calcutta stopped at the same time. He is none other than Nayana Manjari, confidential associate, maidservant of the divine couple in Goloka Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada writes about this in his purport in the Bhagavad Gita. He quotes famous Yasya Devi, Yavasya Yatmika Buddhi Ekeha Kurunandana. That those who are on this path are fixed in knowledge and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the consciousness of those who are irresolute is many-branched. So when Prabhupada read this particular verse, and this was in a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and in his commentary, Vishwanath mentions that if the disciple just takes the instruction of one's spiritual master as his or her life and soul, and tries their best with all seriousness and sincerity to execute that order, then their spiritual life is perfect. They don't have to worry. Krishna's more pleased when we serve his exalted devotees than when we serve him directly. So when Prabhupada read that, he thought that's the key, that's the shortcut. And he'd already by that stage been given that instruction by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura to preach in English, and if he ever got money to print books. So he just took that instruction very, very seriously. And of course, we're all the fortunate recipients of both of their mercy, practicing Krishna consciousness all over the world, and these celebrations will be going on for days all around the planet in different time zones. Already we've seen just absolutely enormous crowds of devotees in Mayapur, Chandrodaya Mandir, and all over different temples in the world. So, and Sajani, that we wanted to thank you for taking the trouble of posting all of the beautiful stanzas of this poem that Srila Prabhupada wrote in glorification of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. They're up on all the windows of the temple room, everyone, and I did see it here somewhere, and I had it down, that the Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved impersonal calamity, thou hast moved. And when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati heard this, he heard the whole poem and he loved it very much, but especially these particular two lines. He understood that his disciple, our Srila Prabhupada, had understood his mission very, very succinctly, very deeply. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved impersonal calamity, thou hast moved. And he said that whatever his disciple, our Srila Prabhupada, wrote in prose or poetry, it should be printed. And his godbrothers from that time on referred to Srila Prabhupada as Kavi, poet. So, how am I going, timekeeper? That's okay. Oh, that's all right. 15 seconds. Okay, I better wrap it up. All right. All right, what to say in 15 seconds? I probably already used it up, right? Okay, can I have a little extra grace there? Towards the end of his life, it's said that disciples were coming from all over India, and even earlier on in his life, and as you do, the Woods would ask him, "How are you?" And he would say, "I'm fine. My only discomfort is my doctors won't let me speak Hari Katha." Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura ki. All right, so still no sign. We just want to give them Papan Lochan or Ikshvaku. Okay, that's all right. He's busy. Well, what we might do, everyone, because we've only used up, yes, we have another half an hour. But I was going to ask, before I do that, let me just have a look here. Ambika, why don't you, because we've got some no-shows, I'll have a think, just have a little bit of a think about a few things that you might have had this morning that you didn't get time to say, and we'll invite you up to the microphone in just a couple of minutes. Is that okay? Sorry? You can borrow the book. Yeah, absolutely. Please come and get the book. So while we've just got a few minutes, everyone, you're welcome. I will mention, I just want to give some big thank yous here, as normally we do. And I only mentioned sort of half of the program, but as we normally do, everyone, after the 8 instructions, we will proceed to Pushpanjali, offering flowers to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And we are still on the outlook, Savannah, for someone to chant all of the wonderful prayers to the Guru Parampara. So if we were thinking one of our Mayapuris, Gurukulis, expert in chanting Sanskrit, might like to do that. Gopal Krishna's name was put forward, but it's really hard when different devotees aren't able to make it. But in the meanwhile, everyone, big thank you to Krishna Gan Prabhu and the devotees from the Krishna Pad. They've been cooking it up since early this morning, or last night, there you go. And Bhakta Alan and Srimati. So please, in front of the deities, or give them a big hurry ball. They're still in there cooking it up. And there's no air conditioning back there, everyone. It's very hot. We also have Bharat Prabhu. We're going to have a lot of devotees arriving around lunchtime, we're told. And Bharat Prabhu is hosting a tour today. There are 40 kids from one of the local Steiner schools. So they're coming on a very auspicious day. They'll be here a little bit later on this morning. And I'm told the whole Gurukul is coming also around lunchtime for Pushpanjali. So we'll make way for them. And let me just see, who else can we thank here? Hare Krishna. Oh, yes. Hare Bol. So just in case anybody doesn't already have a whole set of Chaitanya Charitamritas, they're on sale, everyone. $200 for a whole set. As you can see, gorgeously packaged up here. And there's 2 more under. There's a total of 5 sets. And they're on special from now till Gaur Purnima, everybody. Yeah, so don't miss out. And by the wonders of modern technology, everyone, you can buy them and just walk out of the temple with your Chaitanya Charitamritas, easy peasy, by just scanning the FPOS machine here with your credit card. $200. You have the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. Absolutely beautiful there. So please take advantage of that. This is called Be a Gardener, everyone. It's a worldwide campaign by Shashika Prabhu. We have some of his disciples here at New Govardhana. Wonderful, wonderful devotee. We listen to his lectures from time to time. And of course the example is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. He gave the example of if you ever are in a flood and you want to take your precious Shastras with you, your Bhagavad Gita, your Srimad Bhagavatams, and your Chaitanya Charitamritas, and you head out into the flood waters, but if it's becoming so severe, you have to actually let some of your books go. So first of all, yes, you can let your Bhagavad Gita go. And then if it's still so dire and life-threatening, yes, you can let your Srimad Bhagavatams go. But the ones you should hang on to are the Chaitanya Charitamritas, because Chaitanya Charitamrita has the Bhagavad Gita, hundreds of verses, and Srimad Bhagavatam, equally hundreds of verses. So So there you go, everyone. Please, leading up to Gaur Purnima, $200 set, gorgeous there. So, let me just see. I think that will. All right, Ambika, would you like to come and share? I know. What can I do? Hare Krishna. There was so much more I know you had this morning.
Hare Krishna. I'm like, yeah, I kind of tried to catch the essence this morning. But there were various descriptions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj that people gave. One was that he was a living encyclopedia because he had that photographic memory and could repeat anything that he had read throughout his whole life. He was also known as Singha Guru, Lion Guru, because he was so ferocious against somebody who was not following properly. He used the Goswami's books. They were like the weapons, the tools that he used when he was kind of fighting against the all the discrepancies that were going on. And as we discussed this morning, people were afraid to debate with him, because he was so strong. His description, his physical description, of course, he was unusually tall and slender and very kind of strong eyes. He was described as majestic, but also amiable, because he actually had that loving personality, as we discussed this morning with Yagyapati and his experiences of him. Even though he was a young boy, he just felt so much affection coming from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati when he was helping him with the writing and translating. And he said everybody around him, they all just loved Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So that impression we have of him being so stern is not actually at all. His nature was very amiable and loving. And, in conclusion, Srila Prabhupada said about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, "What can I say? He was a Vaikuntha man."
Jai. Yeah. Thank you, Ambika. Thank you. Madhurangi is going to say a couple of words to everybody, and then at 10:45, yes, we are scheduled. Janu, she's just making sure Janu's not too far away. Janu's going to lead us, everybody, in a special bhajan in glorification of our great Vaishnavas. So, and then that'll take us up to 11 o'clock, and then we have our devotees, the 8 principal instructions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura.
Hare Krishna. This is a little bit spontaneous, but I know what it's like to fill time as an MC.
You did great, thank you.
So, and I'm also learning to accept different services for my own purification. I can't speak shastrically because I don't know so much, so I'm going to share just some thoughts that were sparked, and some thoughts on Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. So when Ramprasad Prabhu was speaking, I really loved that section of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura where he was talking about love, and actually we're fueled by affection, which made me remember something that my mother sent me. And it's by a conversation between Bhakti Tirtha Swami and a devotee. And basically the essence of it is he's saying, what happens when you squeeze an orange? What do you get? And the devotee's like, well, you get juice. He's like, okay, well, what kind of juice? Grapefruit juice, apple juice, what's the juice? He goes, well, it's an orange. So when you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. And it seems kind of straightforward and simple, but then Bhakti Tirtha Swami hit the devotee with the, okay, so what happens when we squeeze you? Like what's going to come out? And the devotee was a bit shocked and like, oh, I don't know. So he was saying, if you've got anger inside of you, when you get pressure and you get squeezed, you're going to express with anger or jealousy, whatever, something's going to come out. So the whole point was that we're trying to get to the point where we're so full of love that when we're squeezed, that love is coming out. And Bhaktitirtha Swami gave the definition at the end. And he said, once you take all those negative things out you don't want in your life and replace them with love, you'll find yourself living a highly functional life. So that made me think, okay, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, they're really fueled by affection, fueled by care, fueled by compassion. And they genuinely have that love. And there was that, it's a big mission, it's an impossible mission that they've been given. But there was that preparation time that they did. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura also got sent to Mayapur? Where did he get sent by Bhaktisiddhanta? Yoga Pit. So he had that 9 years. And then also Srila Prabhupada had that time of cleansing and purification and meditation and preparation, finding that love, finding that drive for the conditioned souls, and then filling themselves up with love. They already had it, I'm sure, and then able to give it and live that highly functional life. I liked the definition of a highly functional life because you think of what is success, and most people in this modern day say somebody that's highly functional. And that highly functioning is self-management of your own thoughts, feelings, the capacity to adapt to circumstances, and all these skills that they had to adapt to present Krishna consciousness to the West, and dream so big and manage so many people and make a whole movement. That the Parampara desired, and they were the ones that did it because of the love, like Ram Prashad Prabhu was saying. They lived the philosophy. They understood the essence, and hopefully we can too. Now I'll pass it over to Janu. Anyway, some thoughts.
Haribol. Thank you, Madhurangi. So, yes, as we can see up on the screen, everyone, this beautiful song, Sri Guru Parampara Janu. Calling all musician devotees. Padma, would you mind bringing down the box of kartals, please? Please, Prabhus, if you know how to play the kartals expertly, Madanga, we really need, please jump in, play the drum, the kartals, bring it all down, and we can join in.
Ajendra hoilo taite Tara kinkora jaya tame name parijaya Parampara jnana balo mate Jaya Dharma Name Parijaya Parampara Jana Palumade Jaya Dharma Dasakyati Shri Purushottama Jati Tate Brahmanyatita Suri Jaya Dharma Dasya Kyati Sri Purushottama Jati Yasa Tirtha Taradasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dasa Ahate Madhavendra Ui Vyasa Tirtha Taradasa Madhavendra Puribara Shishyabara Srishvara Nityananda Shri Advaita Vibhu Madhavendra Puribara Shishvara Puikidanya Korilen Shri Chaitanya Jagat Guru Gaura Mahaprabhu Ishvara Puikidanya Korilen Shri Chaitanya Jagadguru Gaura Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Naheyanya Rupanga Chanera Jivana Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Vishwambara Priyankara Sri Swarup Damodara Shri Goswami Rupa Sanatana Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatahana Tara Priya Kavi Krishna Das Priya Mahajana Krishna Dasa Priya Bara Narottama Seva Bara Jara Bara Vishwanatha Asha Krishna Dasa Priya Bara Vishwanatha Bhaktisiddhanta Baladeva Jagannatha Tara Priya Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahapragavata Bara Shri Gaur Kishora Bara Hari Badana Te Jara Moda Vihara Paramahamsa Gaurangera Nijabamsa Tadera Karana Mama Gati Vihara Paramahamsa Gaurangera Nijabamsa Tadera Charana Mama Ami Seva Udasina Namete Tridandi Dina Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ami Seva Udasina Nametri Dandi Dina Krishna Hoite Chaturmukha Hoy Krishna Sevan Mukha Brahma Hoite Naradera Ati Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jono, do you want to read the first line and then Prabhu's take it in terms afterwards? Translation? Jono? All right, Madhuranga, you can do. All right.
In the beginning of creation, the science of devotional service was received by the four-headed Brahma from the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Devarishi Narad's understanding of this divine science was obtained from Brahma.
Jayanidhi received the science of devotional service from Janasindhu, and the servant of Jayanidhi was Vijayanidhi. Rajendra Tirtha became the disciple of Vijayadraya Tirtha. Rajendra Tirtha's servant was known as Jayadam or Vijayajaya Tirtha. In this way, you should properly understand this disciplic succession.
The great sannyasi Sri Purushottam Tirtha received his knowledge in the service of his guru, Vijayadvaja Tirtha Jaidama. The principal disciple of Purushottam Tirtha was Subramanya Tirtha. His servant was the great something Lakshmi Tirtha, whose disciple was Madhavendra Puri Goswami.
I know, there's a lot of names. The chief disciple of Madhavendra Puri was Ishvara Puri, and two of his other disciples were the renowned incarnations of Godhead, Sri Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the spiritual preceptor of all the worlds, made Ishvara Puri greatly fortunate by accepting him as his spiritual master.
Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya is non-different from Sri Radha and Krishna, and is a very life of those Vaishnavas who follow the Sri Rupa Goswami, Sarupa Damodar Goswami, Raghunath Goswami, and
Sanatana Goswami were the givers of great happiness to Vishwambara Sri Chaitanya.
The great souls Jiva Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami became very dear to Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami was a disciple of Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami, a disciple of Advaita Acharya's disciple Yadunandan Acharya, was accepted by Rupa and Sanatan as their third brother. Raghunath Das Goswami's beloved student was Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj was an intimate friend of Lokanath Goswami. They lived together in Vrindavan and always discussed the topics of Krishna with one another. Lokanath Goswami, a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit, had only one disciple whose name was Narottam Das. Narottam Das was always engaged in the service of his guru, and he also engaged himself in the service of his guru's intimate friend. Thus he became very dear to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. To serve the feet of Narottam Das Thakur was the only desire of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was the fourth Acharya in disciplic succession from Narottam Das.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was the Shiksha Guru, instructing spiritual master of Baladev Vidyabhushana, to whom he taught the precepts of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jagannath Das Babaji was a very prominent Acharya after Sri Baladev Vidyabhushana and was the beloved Shiksha Guru of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's intimate friend and associate was the eminent Mahabhagavata Sri Gaurkishore Das Babaji, whose sole joy was found in Hari Bhajan.
These great saintly Vaishnavas are all Paramahansas or devotees of the highest order, and they are all part of Lord Gauranga's own spiritual family. Their holy feet are my refuge. I have no real interest in devotional service, and I'm a poor and lowly Chaitanya sannyasi named Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Sri Vanesh Banavi Para Sada Savior Seva Para Tara Deva Devita Nasa Namatara Pradhan Prakaro Ko Sri Bhaktivedanta Namo Patita Janate Doya Dam, the renowned Sri Vasa Banavi Dayita Das, the initiated
Jai Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada Ki. So everyone, shortly we are going to have about 20 minutes of readings, and again it's devotee engagement and involvement. Those of you who like to read have good, strong, powerful, clear reading voices. We have about 20 minutes. We can, as we've done, pass the microphone around. Maybe that microphone can stay out there, Padma. Yeah, but so that's coming up very soon, everyone. But just before, I wanted to thank Madhurangi, Krishna Bhakti, Sajani, Sudevi, Emerald, and Sananda for so gorgeously decorating the Guru Parampara back of the temple this morning. Absolutely, please, thank you so very much. And I also, as we mentioned, some may have arrived since, but the Chaitanya Charitamritas are on sale, everyone. $200 between now and Gaur Purnima. Gaur Purnima is on Monday, the 26th of March, everyone, not very far away. Shri Gaur Purnima Maha Mahotsava Ki, next big festival. But for some time I've been, actually since before Christmas, many of us know this Bhagavad Gita table has been here. And I've been thinking, I hope it stays in the temple room. I really hope it stays in the temple room. It stayed in the temple room. It's fantastic. And being an old book distributor, as many of us were back in the 1970s, though I did hang up my Samsonite book bag a long time ago, but I thought Rupa Raghunath Prabhu must have been somehow or other involved in this. So I thanked him one day, a few weeks ago, and he said, no, actually, it wasn't me. It was Muktaram. So I went, Muktaram was cooking breakfast. It was a Tuesday morning. I went and thanked him in the kitchen. He said it wasn't me. It was Chitralekha Saki, who's here, our dear old friend, our dear friend from her and her family from New Varshan days back in the 1980s and 90s. So Chitralekha Saki, thank you for getting this together. Legend, fantastic. Because we heard stories from both Muktaram and Rupa that leading up to Christmas, one very pious Indian devotee man, he actually bought 200 Bhagavad Gitas. He got a discount price, yeah, and gave more to his friends at Christmas time. So, and many, I don't know how many have been bought, but I regularly see them going down and then getting restocked and going down. So, thank you for showing the initiative and getting this organised with the help your godbrother Muktaram Prabhu, and so please give Chitralekha very, very wonderful initiative, and hopefully it stays. And now we have the Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. Hari Bol. So, okay, do we have some? Sorry, yeah, are we up? Okay, fantastic. So who would like to start reading? We're down now to about 10 minutes though. Where's the microphone? Who would like to start things reading in a big power? Papa, why don't you? Oh, yeah, reading up on the board there. You can read for say 5 minutes. Let me just check with my ultimate coordinator here.
Okay, you just want me to start reading? Yes. All right. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Of my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavari Pastachade Shatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, our spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. The following is the Mangalarachana of Srila Prabhupada. Gita Argan, verse 1. Shri Guru Vandani Kori, Tai Hare Charane Dori, Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, Arayata Chigna Guru Sabe, Vaicha Kalpataru, Kapakaru Gutchuka Vinad. I'm not quite sure if the diacritics have translated across.
You can just do the English, it's fine.
Yeah. I offer obeisances unto my spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and take hold of his lotus feet. And unto my various Shiksha Gurus, who are all like desire trees, I pray, please be merciful and remove all my sorrows. Kardama Muni desired to beget a child who would be a ray of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should beget a child who can perform the duties of Vishnu, otherwise there is no need to produce children. There are two kinds of children born of good fathers. One is educated in Krishna consciousness so that he can be delivered from the clutches of Maya in that very life, and the other is a
Suvana?
ray of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and teaches the world the ultimate goal of life. Kardama Muni begot such a child, Kapila, the incarnation of the personality of Godhead, who enunciated the philosophy of Sankhya. In the same order as Kardama Muni, about 100 years ago, Thakur Bhaktivinoda also wanted to beget a child who could preach the philosophy and teachings of Lord Chaitanya to the fullest extent. By his prayers to the Lord, he had as his child Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, who at the present moment is preaching the philosophy of Lord Chaitanya throughout the entire world through his bona fide disciples. Srimad Bhagavatam 3:22-19 purport.
Maybe Ram Prabhu, 5 minutes more reading, if that's okay, and then we'll move to the 8 principal instructions. Thank you.
Advent of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, the ray of Vishnu. On the 5th day of the dark lunar fortnight of the month of Govinda, corresponding to February 6, 1874, by the Western calendar, at 3:30 in the afternoon, Bimala Prasad Dutt, later to be known as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, made his appearance in Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, in the state of Orissa, not far from the temple of Lord Jagannath. He was the 4th son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Yukta Bhagavati Devi. At the time of his birth, all 32 bodily symptoms of a Mahapurush, a great personality, were pointed out by an experienced astrologer. Furthermore, the boy was born with his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck like a Brahman's thread. The astrologer commented at his birth, "I've done many horoscopes in my life. I have never before seen such a horoscope filled with all the signs of a great personality. This child will become world famous as a brilliant teacher of life's ultimate goal." When the child was 6 months old, Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra festival was in procession, and the cart stopped in front of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house for 3 days. Following the instructions of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhagavati Devi brought the child before the cart, and an offered garland fell from the neck of the Lord, encircling the boy. This was taken as a sign of special favour by all present. The 10-grain ceremony was observed on the cart at this time and was done with Jagannath Prasad. When the boy's vocational inclination was tested, he immediately embraced the Srimad Bhagavatam, indicating his future as a preacher. Therefore, from the very beginning of his appearance, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura exhibited all the signs of an exalted, eternal associate of the Lord, who had descended in answer to Srila Bhaktivinoda's prayer for a ray of Vishnu to help him spread Krishna consciousness movement.
Thank you, Ram. We might, thank you so much. Prabhu, we just need somebody to set up the chairs, if that's okay. 8 chairs, thank you, Sajani. We're going to set up the chairs, and I'd like to call on these are our devotees for the discussion, everyone, 5 minutes each for the next 14 minutes. If we can sit in order, that'll be really organised order. Starting with Radha you can come and take a seat there. Who's filling in for Rupa again? If that devotee could come. Radha, then Rupa's substitute, then my fallen self somewhere in there, Sajani, Ambika, Dhaneshwara, Parthasarathi, Devi Dasi, please come and take a seat. Prabhus, come and jump in. Yeah, fantastic. Parthasarathi and Padma, so I think we're all here. And these are the 8 principal instructions, every one, of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and each devotee has 5 minutes to elaborate on those important instructions. And that will take us up to Pushpanjali. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's feast will come in probably in about 20 minutes' time, everyone. And Jagapriya will offer that to His Divine Grace. And yes. All right, so We've got a microphone up there.
Yes,
you
I
can
do.
start. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, please, Radha. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I'm going to wear some glasses and I've got some notes. So I will attempt to speak and share my realizations on the instruction of surrendering to Krishna. I also have no Shastric qualifications whatsoever, so a lot of it will be just coming out from the heart, but I did write some notes. Surrender to Krishna. I chose that instruction because it was the most tangible instruction that I could relate with from life experience. And I am a devotee because of that, and it saved my life. The fact that I was able to, by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, take shelter of Krishna at such a young age and surrender. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, you started this magical chain of events that brought us all to here at this very moment. And it forever changed the course of our destiny. We are now sitting in ISKCON with 4 generations of devotees on this planet. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you so much. The definition of surrender in the dictionary, the spiritual definition: a believer completely gives up his own will and subjects his thoughts, ideas, and deeds to the will and teachings of a higher power. It requires us to release our grasp and control and humbly submit to his divine guidance. I was inspired to take some of Srila Prabhupada's, of your writings on the Jaladuta when you came here. To me, that is the ultimate surrender to Krishna. He took a boat on a ship with nothing but his faith and his spiritual master's instruction and his faith in Krishna and his love for his spiritual master, and he started this incredible worldwide movement that is now in every town and village around the world. So that is a miracle, and it's you're pure. You started this, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, and then Srila Prabhupada. There's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita about surrender, chapter 18, text 66. Sarva dharma parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshay mamasucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So Srila Prabhupada in his purport summarizes how Krishna just says to Arjuna at the end, just let everything go that I have taught you and just surrender unto me, and I will protect you and look after you. I somehow link that to the Damodarastakam prayer, where Krishna says he is only conquered by the love of his devotees. He is only conquered by his devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. So the two, for me, are very linked. Surrender to Krishna, and he will be there for you for the rest of your life and eternally. The Krishna conscious movement was basically started on the principle of surrender when Srila Prabhupada came on the boat. And my whole life, from the very young age of 4, I stood in front of Radha Kalachandji. This is a personal story, where I, very much like Radha Govardhandari here, and I was delivered into the hands of the Gurukul, and I was in a foreign country with foreign people, with strange things a strange language, and without the people, the only people that I knew in this world. And in that moment, I was undoubtedly full of fear, and as a small child, I looked up at Radha Kalachandji with my eyes in awe and reverence, and I said, I don't have anyone in this world but you. I surrender unto you. Please look after me and don't abandon me. And I don't know how I knew that, but I did that, and he showed up, and he was there every single day of my life until today, which is why I'm here in the association of all these wonderful devotees at Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. I lived my life with the story of Draupadi and her surrender to Krishna when she put her hands up in the air and she said, "Oh, Govinda." And she just took shelter, and he showed up. And for me, that is the definition of surrender. And when Srila Prabhupada was on that boat and he said, I just want to read one of his or two of his passages. O spiritual master of all the world, I can simply repeat your message, so if you like, you can make my power of speech suitable for all their understanding. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so I can convince them that I am powerless to do so on my own. And he goes on to say so many beautiful prayers to Krishna. Oh my Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands, so if you brought me here to dance, then make me dance, make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. That is how Srila Prabhupada showed us how to surrender to Krishna every day of our life. So that's what we're doing. There was one more thing I wanted to say, but the bell went, so I'm going to pass it on. Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Thank you so much for coming and giving us Krishna consciousness.
All glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura on this most auspicious day of the 150th anniversary of his appearance in this world. The second instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura is to preach the teachings of Rupa Raghunatha with all your resources and energies. The 6 Goswamis were luminous receptacles of knowledge, detachment, complete devotion, and surrender to Krishna. 2 of these prominent liberated souls were Rupa and Raghunatha Goswamis. They were widely known and highly respected for their renunciation, great learning, complete dedication to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his Sankirtan mission of upliftment of the whole human society. Nay, all living entities, also for their ability to utilize everything for glorifying Krishna, for being able to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. They were actually intimate associates and servants of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, and have descended along with the Lord in his most merciful form, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to save the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. Srila Prabhupada quotes Rupa Goswami as characterizing Krishna consciousness in the Bhagavad Gita 6.10 purport. Anan saktasya vishayan yatharam upayunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchate. When one is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This was the mood of Rupa and Raghunatha Goswamis. They saw everything as Krishna's property, and that everything can be engaged in his service to spread Krishna's glories like wildfire all over the world, and that every ounce of our energy should be employed for that end. They totally exemplified the teachings of Sri Chaitanya. In fact, Krishna Das Kaviraj, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, prays at the end of every chapter in this great masterpiece, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. In the Madhya Leela 6.254, Sarvabhanu Bhattacharya states, Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshatham Eka Purusha Purna Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sarira Dari Kripam Vidyar Yastam Aham Prapadye. We offer respectful obeisances to Lord Chaitanya, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is an ocean of mercy, and he has descended to teach us detachment, his real knowledge, and the path of pure devotional service. We offer our respectful obeisances to him. Similarly, we offer our respectful obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Raghunath Goswamis, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being the emblems of Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, renunciation, knowledge, and devotional service, whose only interest is to glorify the name, fame, form, and pastimes of the divine couple, Radha Krishna, and bestow unlimited causeless mercy on the fallen conditioned souls of this age of Kali. Their transcendental teachings give vivid descriptions of the glories of Radha Krishna and their confidential associates, and also many practical instructions for the common man entrenched in sinful activity to be uplifted to the topmost achievement of human life. Reinstatement in one's eternal loving devotional service to Guru and Gauranga, and extrication from the complicated meshes of birth and death. Materialistic society is very proud of their achievements in the form of skyscrapers, freeways, cars, aeroplanes, rockets, computers, weaponry, and mobile phones. But according to these exalted Goswamis, this is not advancement, but simply Silpa Vidya, technological knowledge. Society has not progressed with these achievements, but rather regressed into many disastrous situations, which we're all too well aware of. Real advancement, as taught by Goswamis and their followers like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura and Srila Prabhupada, is how to become truthful, how to become clean, peaceful, knowledgeable, and honest, how to apply these teachings practically in one's life, how to understand God and one's relationship with Him, and how to understand one's duties in relationship with Him. Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha are very kind upon the fallen souls of this age. They are simply desirous that all living entities transform their mundane lust to pure love for Krishna. They are offering us the highest achievement, Krishna Prema, and an unlimited ocean of satisfaction by being situated in the loving service of Radha and Krishna. Unfortunately, most jivas are selling themselves way short. As in the Mahabharata, Ujjayoga Parva Vidura describes to Dhritarashtra the plight of a king chased by a tigress. The king runs in fear and falls into a well, but he gets stuck on a branch of a tree within the well, and a huge crocodile below, with its jaws wide open, stares at him, waiting for him to fall. Meanwhile, a deadly snake hanging on the wall of the well slithers closer, while two rats... Was that the time? No. There's a little bit more. Okay. So he's hanging on the branch, and then there's all these deadly things around him. And this is a metaphor for the plight of a conditioned soul in this world. We're chased by the tigress of lust, accompanied by her 3 cubs of anger, greed, and illusion. The well is compared to the dark suffering of the material world, while the various beasts represent other miseries. A little sex pleasure keeps us going, the insignificant pleasure making us oblivious to our painful sufferings and our ever-approaching death. For a little honey of sex pleasure, one is willing to pay a huge price of uninterrupted miseries. Foolish person thinks that after all a good deal, the pleasure of sex is worth all the agony and suffering in the material world. This is called illusion, and therefore the material world is considered a very special prison where inmates are securely imprisoned without the need for walls. So as Rupa Nugas and Prabhupada Nugas, we should all feel compassion for our lost brothers and sisters and always be thinking how to benefit the masses through widespread book distribution, many hours of Harinam Sankirtan, and huge prasadam distribution programs. All glories to Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha Goswamis. All glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And all glories to the assembled devotees. Your servant, Rupa Raghunatha Das.
Instruction number 3 from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura is to work conjointly. And we know our Srila Prabhupada, just before his final disappearance pastime, said, "Your love for me will be demonstrated by how well, you cooperate with one another to push on this movement. And Prabhupada also, as a keen student of ancient history, knew the example of a single stick being very easy to break, but when you have a bundle of sticks, it's practically impossible to break. So, and we see that when we do cooperate nicely with one another, how this movement is just unstoppable. It's just such a wonderful movement to be a part of. So, and of course Prabhupada said sometimes brothers and sisters, family members will fight with one another, but that doesn't mean they don't still love each other. They just may have disagreements. So I'll keep mine very short. Over to you, Sajani.
So the instruction from Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj that I had some thoughts on was you should somehow live without... Louder. Yeah, it's on. You should somehow live without quarrel by putting Krishna in the center. And there is never a perfect situation for Krishna consciousness. Either we're quarreling with ourselves or with others. But we can practice compassion to start. So what is compassion? The meaning is to have empathy or sympathy while helping that person. It's an action, actually. To be aware of one's problem, issue or concern, and doing something to help relieve them. The aim is to recenter either ourselves or another being and guide them to the solution, which is found in finding deeper purpose through spiritual practice and by changing our habits for a more conducive, wholesome Krishna consciousness. If we are not simply aware of another's issue or environment or trying to be an assistant to their well-being, it is almost impossible to develop true compassion. If we are compassionate, we are acting from more of a point of selflessness, which helps us seeing someone from more than the bodily perspective, and we are addressing them as more of an individual. So we can ask what their need is, or we can reflect on what my need is, what our needs are, and we can communicate that respectfully to an appropriate person or authority to facilitate them. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.2, we see this spiritual compassion taking place as Arjuna was in an internal battle on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and Krishna responds to his sincerity by asking, "How have these impurities come upon you?" Krishna is seeing Arjuna and takes the time to ask, even though he would already be completely aware, and this shows the relationship. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 3, out of his compassion, Srila Shukadeva Goswami acknowledges the struggles of the material world and speaks the cream of Vedic philosophy. We are baffled by the laws of material nature, and we are never happy. This brings quarreling. Srila Prabhupada was driving to a park, and the devotees got stuck at the traffic lights, and there was a huge sign that read, "Roadworks, temporary inconvenience, permanent improvements." And Srila Prabhupada laughed and he smacked his thigh and he said, "The material world means temporary improvements, permanent inconvenience." Srila Shukadeva Goswami truly assimilated compassion in his life. He took on others' well-being and is helping us to get out of this quarrelsome world. He saw the soul's position and is helping us to realize it for ourselves by taking the action of presenting the cream of Vedic philosophy. So how? By following Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakura's fourth instruction to live without quarrel and center ourselves around Krishna. Well, by practicing true compassion as one of the things, by addressing one's need either within ourselves or in another individual and finding the appropriate facility to satisfy them. In doing so, we are seeing the living being as part and parcel of Krishna, even if it's not consciously done. And in turn, quarreling will naturally decrease because we are connecting with another being when it's done with sincerity, humility, and a sense of servitorship. And this builds upon Alalanath Prabhu's instruction that he was talking about. If we are working well conjointly, then quarreling is of a lesser amount also. So there's that. So try to see and inquire, as exemplified by Krishna and Arjuna, recognize the suffering from the material laws of nature that we are all experience, and show some true compassion by being aware, sympathizing, reaching out, and making a difference, as Srila Shukadeva Goswami is teaching us. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said in his lecture, The Power of Authentic Compassion, if one is compassionate, one honors all life. The more we are absorbed in it, the more we share it. Nelson Mandela also said, our human compassion binds us to one another, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings that have learnt how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. So that's just what I was meditating on when I was thinking about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's fourth instruction.
Number 5 coming up. Okay. So the fifth instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta at the end of his life is, do not give up your service in spite of all danger, criticisms or discomforts. So everything's not going to go our way, and everybody won't praise us, and everything won't be comfortable. So, if we start on that sort of understanding, then we'll be fine. So there's many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is all about devotees who were in trouble in various ways. But the wonderful thing is they continued on with their service, and they put Krishna in the center of their lives. So that's our prayer, that we can also, because we know Kali Yuga is pushing us in so many ways and giving us there's so many problems. But if we can place Krishna in the center of our lives, then everything will be good. So in Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's own life, he had danger. There were 2 times in Navadvip. One time when the police were paid to look the other way when he was to be murdered. And we know that he was saved by the police coming to him and warning him. And the second time in 1925, when people were pelting both him, the deities, and the kirtan party with rocks and stones. So it's not like he had no danger, but he just continued on without even, they didn't even put a dent in his enthusiasm when these things happened. And also criticism, he encountered so much criticism throughout his life because he was constantly attacking all the discrepancies going on from so many groups. And so much so that, as we heard this morning, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur warned him to get out of Puri and go to the yoga pit and do bhajan there, because the followers of a certain Babaji were so furious with him that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was afraid that they would become violent. So he didn't mind criticism. He just accepted it and countered anything shastrically, that any criticism that was of Krishna or Lord Chaitanya, he countered through Shastra. But he didn't take anything personally. He wasn't worried by personal criticism. So he was kind of like, that's why he was called Singha Guru, like ferocious, in his pushing on Krishna consciousness no matter what criticisms came. And regarding discomfort, well, when he built that grass hut and sat in it, no pillow, lay on the floor, simply ate rice once a day and just chanted. When it rained, put up an umbrella. He didn't mind discomfort because he was so fixed on that higher purpose of Krishna consciousness. So we know also that Srila Prabhupada really suffered, as he was, after he took sannyas and was living in poverty, the printer described that he knew that Srila Prabhupada hadn't eaten. He didn't even have money to eat breakfast. So whenever he could, he would ask him, "Oh, will you come and have breakfast with me?" He didn't have warm clothes in winter in Delhi. He fainted out in the heat in summer. But still, he was so fixed again in following Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's instruction that he didn't take those things at all as a problem. He just went on. And then, as we know, on the boat, he had 2 heart attacks. That might put anyone off, but no, on he went. And New York, we know he struggled so much. Even his manuscript was stolen twice. His Bhagavad Gita manuscript. Did he despair and throw things around the room? No, he just began to write again. So we can see in the Acharya's lives that it doesn't matter to them when there are obstacles. Obstacles are a gift actually from the Lord. But the unfortunate aspect of ourselves is we always want everything to go well. But every single one of us has trials and tribulations, and we know that a lot of the devotees, like different places, communist countries, some of them have been tortured and killed, but they didn't give up Krishna consciousness. So, they got the grace of the Lord. And if we follow this instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta to not care for dangers, discomforts, criticism, then Krishna will give us all blessings. Hare Krishna.
You better read my one out. 6, what is it? Oh yeah, don't be disappointed. That's not possible. That's not possible. Oh. So it's going to eat me. Disappointed, yeah. The material world's full of disappointments. Padam, padam, vipadam. So material world means suffering. But in that suffering, there's enlightenment. In that suffering is enlightenment, because when a gem is formed under pressure in the ground, by pressure the gem is manifest. So this material world is meant for us to, like the lotus flower, how the lotus flower grows out of the mud. The mud is horrible, but out of that horrible existence grows the most beautiful. And when you see a lotus flower, how can you not recognize its beauty, right? So that's like all the devotees. They're like lotus flowers growing in mud. The material world's the mud, and you're the lotus flower, because you're following Krishna, so you're not affected by the modes of material energy. You're Sudasattva, you're beyond the modes. Well, you guys are. So beyond the modes, and beyond the modes, then you can understand Krishna. So about going back to disappointment, I was loving this writing on the wall here. What does it say? Adore thy feet your divine grace, forgotten Krishna we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion toll, darkness around all untrace, our only hope is divine grace. So the only way we actually get out of this material world, this kunta, geez, this is suffering just putting this to get out of this suffering, the material world is kunta, and the spiritual world is called Vaikuntha. So if you want to stay here and suffer, well, don't be a sucker, because that's all you're going to get. Yeah. Or your artha dharma karma moksha leads to nothing. It just means death. Just like when they could ring the bell, we got 5 minutes. That's all we got in this material world, is 5 minutes. And the bell goes and you're dead. And then start again. So use the 5 minutes to become Krishna conscious and have determination, because no one else is going to give you that determination. Only you've got it within you, but you have to grab hold of that and be determined no matter what anyone does. Like hearing before, Bhaktisiddhanta had got all criticisms, all Prabhupada got his journals, had heart attacks. It's the list is, goes on forever. So I want to tell you a story. You want to hear a story? How many minutes have I got? 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. There was a bird that lost its eggs in the ocean. So it was determined to find its eggs, because it was peeved off with she went to the ocean and asked, please can you give me my eggs back? And the ocean ignored her. So the bird said, okay, I'm going to get these eggs no matter what. So just by her sheer determination, she was going to go down, just like a little sparrow. She's going to go down to the ocean and take 1 drop a day to find her egg, to dry up the ocean so she could get her eggs. So is that possible? No, it's not possible. So to be Krishna conscious in this world is basically not possible. But the only way you can get that is by mercy. So Lord Garuda heard about this bird, because Garuda's a bird, she's a bird. So the story got all the way back to Garuda. And Garuda says, okay, this bird's got great determination and faith that he's going to find the eggs. I'll turn up and help her. So he flies down. And then, of course, as soon as he got to the ocean and threatened the ocean, Umi, she think, okay, I'm not taking Garuda on. So she delivered the eggs. So the story of it is that without the mercy of a higher power, supreme power, then you can't fulfill your desires. Impossible. So the only way you can get desires filled is take shelter of the Parampara system, His divine grace, and all the Acharyas. We're in the lineage, so all you have to do is the hard work, and don't complain about it. Hare Krishna.
So the seventh instruction of, so we are talking about the 8 instructions, the main instructions of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And the 7th instruction was to always hear and chant the name and the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and whatever difficulties, whatever disappointments, like we've been hearing, or success or occupational duties or pressures that you might have in your life, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura's instruction is to always hold on to that. Don't let go of the chanting and the glorifying of Krishna. So, so this Maha Mantra, this is the gift, and it's non-different from Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada explains that you have water and you have the word water. So if you say water, you don't experience water. But if you say Krishna, Krishna is non-different from his holy name. And the holy name is non-different from Krishna. So when you chant Krishna, whatever attention you put to that, then you will experience Krishna. So that is the first gift. And then the glorifying of the Lord is to happen even if you're suffering all your different difficulties in life. And we all know those ups and downs and the tossing on the waves in the ocean of samsara. But we just keep hold, and that's what makes us qualified to actually get that realization from Krishna, for him to bestow on us that he's non-different from his holy name. It's just by every time we have difficulty, just chant Hare Krishna like you jump into a river. You go swimming in the river, it's a little bit cold, but you just jump in and just chant. Then the Bhagavad Gita, there's so many verses there that describe who Krishna is. And he's such a friend, actually, because throughout the Bhagavad Gita, there's so many descriptions of himself, just like we don't like to reveal ourselves to each other unless we really know you. But Krishna is revealing himself in the Bhagavad Gita. And there's so many verses that are descriptions of him. So we can recite them. And then this book here, so Guru Maharaj asked me to read this book recently, which I'd read before, but it's a really amazing book. I think you were talking about it today. And so it's a series of interviews that Mula Prakriti, who's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, she interviewed different associates of Srila Prabhupada before he was came to America. And as I was reading through, I got these themes that were coming through, And first of all was that Srila Prabhupada chanted all the time. So whenever he was having a difficulty, he was struggling so much, actually, in before he came to America, like he was saying. And he was always chanting, and these people were saying that they these witnesses of him, he was always chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And also, the other thing was, I won't say that. So there was another thing. But Srila Prabhupada's example of this, which is always chanting and glorifying Krishna, is expressed also by that same story that we heard, that play that we saw last year of the gopis, and how they took their foot dust when Narada Muni was requesting them. And they were the ones, although there were so many exalted devotees, they were the ones who took the dust from their lotus feet and gave them to Krishna for his headache. And so similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura really wanted his disciples, someone to go across and give us this Krishna consciousness across the ocean. And these disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura are so exalted, actually. Their desire not to come was also because of their vows. And so, nearly finished that. So, but Srila Prabhupada was ready to risk that, just like the gopis. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada is like a gopi.
Hare Krishna. Okay, number 8. We have number 8 up. Right, how to chant the holy name. Trinadapi sunichana, tarorapi sahisnana, amanina manadena kirtanya saraharihi. So one who considers himself to be lower than the straw in the street, who is as tolerant as a tree, who is ready to offer all respects to others but does not expect respect in return, that person can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. So, I actually happen to have this shloka here on my beads around my neck. I got this in Vrindavan. So I think we all understand this metaphor, of being more humble than a piece of straw or a blade of grass, and also the metaphor of being more tolerant than a tree, because all a tree can do is just stand there. So I was thinking about, we know that, we hear that Lord Nityananda, he opened up the marketplace of the holy name. Right? So from what I understand, this means that the holy name of the Lord is available fairly much to anyone who is willing to take it. Yeah. So then I was thinking, well then, okay, why are we hearing now that we need this kind of extreme humility and this extreme patience in order to keep chanting the holy names of the Lord? Because Lord Nityananda Prabhu has already made available the holy names of the Lord. So my thoughts were that humility can be perfected when we truly understand who we are and what we are, and who we are not and what we are not. So if we truly understand who we are and what we are, then these qualities such as humility and patience and tolerance and forbearance and forgiveness, they will not actually be so foreign to us, because we will be aware of the insignificance, right, of our own material circumstances, and that includes our own material or worldly identity, right, as well as our material attributes, such as our skills and abilities, appearance, wealth, education, and so forth. So this type of awareness, of course, is what we call spiritual self-realization. Right? And through this self-realization, we actually do stand a chance to develop true humility and true patience. Right? So it is actually this sense of superiority over others that gets in the way of us developing and maintaining these good qualities like humility and patience. And we can also understand that Krishna is not going to be attracted to an attitude of superiority over others. Right? So just got a couple of little things to add with regards to humility. Now, Radha already mentioned out of Srila Prabhupada's poem entitled Markine Bhagavata Dharma. So this is the poem that Srila Prabhupada wrote addressed to Krishna when Prabhupada first arrived in Boston Harbor in 1965. And in that poem, yes, again, I'll just reiterate it. Prabhupada is saying, you know, I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. And then he signs that poem, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, right? So I think this is a very big sort of lesson for us. You know, like here we have our own Acharya describing himself in these words, you know, so what to speak of us, you know, we are trying to develop these qualities. Now, just to finish off, just before the program today, I found an excerpt on the internet. It's actually a teaching specifically on humility by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. And I'm just going to read one paragraph out of that teaching. Right, so Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he writes, if a chanter of the Kirtan of Hari is unwilling or afraid of considerations of self-respect or personal discomfort to chant Kirtan under all circumstances, he is unfit to be a preacher of the absolute truth. Humility implies perfect submission to the truth and no sympathy for untruth. A person who entertains any partiality for untruth is unfit to chant the Kirtan of Hari. Any clinging to untruth is opposed to the principle of humility born of absolute submission to the truth. This is, you know, the very wonderful and scholarly writings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Jai, okay. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this, and I think we're going to have RT right now. Jai, Hare Krishna, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura ki Jai.
Jai, Hari Bol. Thank you, fellow panel members, for sharing your wonderful realizations with us on those 8 very important instructions. We can do a little housekeeping here, everyone. Maybe pack up all the mats and we'll all be upstanding. Vaishnavi is going to come, everyone, and recite one by one wonderful prayers to the Guru Parampara. And at the end, we have a couple of baskets up there, I see. Are they flower petals? If somebody would like to hand the flower petals out, we all know what to do, everybody. And Janu has very kindly agreed to do the kirtan. He's going to do his best to sing the beautiful Guru Vastikam prayers in the midday melody, but we'll see how that goes. But don't anybody get angry at him if he doesn't quite get it, everybody, okay? So, but please come forward, everyone. Come close. We can open up some doors. Fantastic. We're going to have plenty of kartal players. Have a wonderful kirtan in honour of His Divine Grace. Kartals, wampas, mridangas. Namah Om
Vishnupadaya
Krishna Prasthaya
Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shrivashabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धापसिद्धान्ता ध्वान्ता हारिणे नमो गौरा किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विपलम्ब रसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्द नामिने गौराशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग परायते गौराविर्भाव भूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जना प्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौमा श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छा कल्पा तरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतो पंगोर मम मंदमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्बोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्याद् बृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमदा श्रीमद् रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् राधा श्रीला गोविंद देवो प्रस्तालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन्रासरसारम्भी वंशीभट तथा स्थितः कर्षन्वेणु स्वनैर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So as Alalana Prabhu was saying, please keep the flowers enough for 3 portions. So keep flowers in your left hand and take 1 portion out and throw with your right hand, and then you'll have enough for altogether 3. So we'll chant the pranam mantras. Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Gauravani, Pracharine, Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi, Paschatya, Deshatarine, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Maharaj ki jai. Esha Pushpanjali. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Don't pick up the flowers from the floor. We can't offer that back to Bhaktisiddhanta. You can get some more flowers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Esha Pushpanjali. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Maharaj ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Esha Pushpanjali. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Maharaj ki jai.
Samsara dava nalalida loka Tanaya karuna gana ganatva Samsara dava nalalida loka Tranaya karuna gana ganatva Praptasya kalyana kunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Praptasya kalyana kunanavasya Vande Guru Samsara dava nalalida loka Tranaya karunya gana ganatva Mahaprabhu ki tananitya gita Varitramadyan Manasura Sena Mahaprabhu ki tananitya gita Varisramadyan Manasodasena. Romanchakampa Sutarangavacho Vande Gurum Shri Charanaravinda. Romanchakampa Sutarangavacho Vande Gurum Shri Charanaravinda. Samsara dava nalaleda lonka tanaya karunya gana ganatva. Shri Vigrahara Tananityanana Singaratanman Dira Majanado Tananityanana Singaratanman Dira Majanado Shri Vigrahara Dananityanana Singaratanman Dira Majanado. Yuktasya bhaktang chaniyanjotong pi vande gurau shri charanaravinda. Yuktasya bhaktam chaniyanjatopi vande gurau shri charanaravinda. Samsara dava nalaleda loka tranaya karuna gana ganatva. Nalaleda loka tranaya karuna samsara dava nalaleda loka tranaya karuna gana ganatva. Chaturvidasi Bhagavat Prasado Sadhana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha. Chaturvidasi Bhagavat Prasado Sadhana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangha. Triptaiva triptin vajato sadaiva vande gurau shri charanaravinda. Triptaiva triptin vajato sadaiva vande gurau shri charanaravinda. Samsara dava nalaleda loka Janaya karunya gana ganata Dava nalaleda loka Janaya karunya Samsara dava nalaleda loka Tranaya karunya gana ganatva Shiradikama Davayora Paro Madhurya Lila Gunarupa Namna Davayora Paro Shiradikama Davayora Paro Madhurya Lila Gunarupa Namna Pratikshana Svatana Lolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Pratikshana Lolupasya Vande Guru Pratikshana Svatana Lolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Samsara dava nalaleda loka Tranaya karunya gana ganatva Dava nalaleda loka Tranaya karunya Samsara dava nalaleda loka Tranaya karunya gana ganatva Nikunja yuno ratikele setai yayali beyo tirapekshaniya Yuno ratikele setai Nikunja yuno ratikele setai yayali beyo tirapekshaniya Tatra pidaksha dati valavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Tatra pidaksha dati valavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Samsara dava nalaleda loka Tanaya karunya gana ganatva Samsara dava nalaleda loka Pranaya karunya gana ganatva Shakshadari dvaina samasta sastre Ukta Satava Yata Eva Sadhi Shakshadari Dvaina Samasta Sastre Yukta Satava Yateva Sadhi Kintu Prabhuya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vinda Samsara Dava Nalalida Loka Tranaya Karunya Kanaganatva Yasya Prasada Bhagava Prasado Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutopi Dayam Tuvam Tasyaya Satri Sanyam Vande Guroshi Charanara Vinda Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka Tanaya Karunya Gana Ganaka Bhakta Chakayana Gunana Vasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vinda Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Devisesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Iti Namine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
5 minutes and a string of those prayers. How's that?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Nitago, Haribo, Nitago, Haribo. Nitago, Haribo, 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 Nitago, Haribo, Nitago, Haribo. Nitago, Haribo, 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 Nitago, Haribo, Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya, Rasto Tarasata Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace Abhay, Charanara Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya, Rasto Tarasata Sri Srimad, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Prabhupada Ki. Jai Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, 150th year Anubhav Maha Mahotsava Ki. Shishi Gornitai Ki, Shishi Radha Govardhana Dari Ki, Krishna Balaram Shri Giriraja Govardhana Ki, Gaura Premanandi. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Quickness ring a day prayers, everyone, for auspiciousness. Namaste Narasimhaya. Paladaladaine. Hiranyakashipu Bhakshaha. Shilatanka Nakolai. Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha. Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha. Bahir Nrsimha Hidaya Nrsimha. Nrsimhamadim Sharanam Papadai. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Stringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Tavakara Kamala Jai Nrsimhadev. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Sringadev Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada ki, Ora Premanande.
Haribol.
Ada.
Class 5 listening. This is Manda, and Manda's going to talk to us a little bit about the special festival day.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna, everybody. Can you say Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. After me. Okay, so I just 5 minutes, I just want to tell you something. What we've just chanted together is called a mantra. It's like a song. You can sing it, or you can say it. You can say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, or you can speak it. It's a mantra. But it's a special mantra because it's an appeal to God. It's a prayer to God. Just like some people say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. We say, Hare Krishna, because this is what it means. It means Krishna, who we understand to be God. We call God Krishna, and Krishna has many thousands and millions and billions of names. But one name that we like very much is Krishna. So when we talk about God, we talk about Krishna. It's Sanskrit, and it's very, very potent and energetic, speaking to God and calling him Krishna. Now this is what it means, translated. When we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we're saying to God, please Krishna, please God, energy of the Lord, please engage me in your loving devotional service, because we like to serve Krishna. And you just served Krishna, and you offered flowers, didn't you? And when you sing, you're serving Krishna, like Psalms or the Lord's Prayer. It's a very nice thing to do. So if you can remember this and try to sing Hare Krishna or speak Hare Krishna, your life will become so happy, because you're talking to Krishna, you're talking to God. And not everyone does that. Some people do, but it's very nice to talk to God, because God provides everything. He gives us our life. He gives us our food. He gives us our families. He gives us our health. He gives us everything. That's coming from God. Everything's coming from God. So we want to thank God. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, God. And what does God want us to do? In our Bible, which is called the Bhagavad Gita, is written by God, and it's telling us, please chant my holy name. If you want to be happy, if you want to be fortunate, if your life is auspicious and wonderful, you have to chant Hare Krishna. So I'm going to ask you again to chant with me a little bit again and see how it feels. And feel from your heart and speak Hare Krishna nice and loud. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So I'm going to say the whole thing and see if you can remember it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can anyone remember that? Okay, go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh, look, I just realized there it is. There it is right there. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times, one after the other, and you'll be able to read it from there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! And again. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's a happy mantra, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel good? So when you want to feel good, chant Hare Krishna. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe even they could have cartels even. I won't use. But you can give, oh, you can? Okay. Are you ready to repeat? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Can you stand up and do the Swami step? This is the Swami step. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hello.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was absolutely wonderful. Don't forget, chant Hare Krishna every day and you'll be very happy like all the devotees. And come and see us if you can. And have a beautiful day and have a beautiful life. Hare Krishna.
Do you know this one? Okay. No. No. You do. Okay. Thank you so much for showing us around and for letting us come to this beautiful and spiritual space.
The food was amazing. The temple was beautiful. Thank you so much. The temple was also very calming and relaxing.
The cows are beautiful, and it is so funny that they're like bananas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming, and please come back again. I'd like to thank Mandakini, my friend Sadhu Seva, who's right here with the nice glasses. So thank you very much. And yeah, thank you. Please come back again. Renee, Bo, Heather, Maria, and who else is there? Oh, there she is. Yes, sorry. Shashina. Thank you for coming. Please come back again. Yes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.